Now, as we move to the last item on our agenda today, let me invite Mr. Ian Johnston, Chief Executive of our co-host, the FSA, to deliver his closing remarks. Ian, please.
Well, what a terrific day. I mean, I thought that was just great. I'd like to start by thanking Eddie and the HKMA for jointly organizing this conference with us. They had the idea. We were very happy to join in, and for kindly hosting us in Hong Kong. And, of course, thank the panelists for their insights in what I think has been an excellent event. Can I also say just a brief thank you to the HKMA staff and to my staff for all the work that they've put in over the past few weeks leading up to this event. So this, the inaugural edition of this joint climate conference, I think has been a terrific platform or a terrific base, and I'm going to use that word advisedly, a terrific base for supporting the sustainable finance ecosystem across the Asia and Middle East corridor. So I use the word base because when you think that you have a strong base, then there's an expectation and an ability that you'll build on it. And I think that, as you've heard today, both of our agencies are committed to supporting the advancement of the global and national climate finance agendas set by our governments. As important financial regulators in our respective regions, we, together with others, such as the SFC and others, play a pivotal role in fostering market confidence, building robust capital markets, enhancing transparency, and ensuring that financial institutions are resilient against climate finance risks. So some of the messages that I take away from today. One is that Hong Kong and the DIFC are together gateways to our respective regions. So we therefore have a big role to play in not only building bridges and coordinating, but in also, after this conference, importantly, enhancing trade and business flows between Asia and the Middle East, including through a net zero Asia-Middle East corridor. In other words, taking what we're doing as financial regulators and impacting the real economy. I think a key message was that both of our markets seem to excel in green debt issuances on debt capital markets, and therefore there are opportunities for us to work together and to learn best practices, both in respect of Islamic debt, but also in tapping the mid-market issuers and by reducing costs and being as efficient as we can. And there are some other important topics that I think come up today that we'll continue to working on. One is for green and transition taxonomies to be comparable and to be interoperable, and for us to learn together and work together on those. Also, we should work on meaningful and robust disclosure requirements, such as by adopting the ISSB standards, on providing targeted capacity building to equip ESG professionals. And can I say that in the same way that some of you said you want to learn from us, we need to learn from you. So the capacity building goes both ways. It's capacity building for our markets, not just for market participants and not just for regulators. So we'll think about ways that we can work on that. And also, one of the things that came up in the panel that Eddie and I did on building credible carbon markets to help companies in offsetting their emissions. Then on the last panel, there were a few things that I noted. One was the comment that the tech already exists to do what we need to do, but we need to get better at connecting the dots of what we already know. In other words, in the example that was given, was we all know different parts of the elephant, but we're not very good at seeing the whole elephant. So we do need to work together better on that. So there are a couple of announcements that we can make that come out of today. One is that earlier this morning, the HKMA and the DFSA signed an MOU on sustainable finance. Eddie and I signed that this morning, and that's going to provide the framework for how we will continue to work together after today. And secondly, as Eddie alluded to in our panel session, a joint HKMA-DFSA research project where we'll explore how Hong Kong and the DIFC can contribute to the development of sustainable bond markets, and that will be supported by Bloomberg as well. So can I leave as perhaps a key message that today the conversation is by no means over. Today will be the start of something, and I know that as regulators, we'll continue to work together and probably do that even more than now. And so we look forward to our continuing exchanges and, importantly, to welcoming you at the next edition of this conference in Dubai in 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian, for your remarks. I'm sure that not just the HKMA, but also our audience are all looking forward to the exciting opportunities arising from closer collaboration between HKMA and DFSA. To wrap up, I would like to extend a sincere gratitude to all the panelists, speakers, and our audience for making this inaugural conference a big success. Thank you all, and see you in Dubai next year. Thank you.